Yeah, right.
I would love to.
I have your name. I'm going to bring.
Yeah, that's my, yeah, that's. Yeah, I would love, yeah, I, you know, I talk about it, just. I
But it's more.
but it's not.
It is a lot of work.
Yes.
Right now, it's like something.
Yeah, it might,
Still enjoying it.
yeah, unfortunately, my husband, so our finances kind of came to a point where, you know, this we want to be my status.
Yeah, we're all in.
But I want to help. Like I just want to
Josh, guys. Good morning. All right. Yeah. This is just. Congratulations, you know. Good job. This best mom from all good. You come from my yes. We would have to do that.
Yes. I would say like it's kind of complicated.
I can roll on that.
Because one of the chef award in 2016 was an the chef on.
Yeah. You're gonna get it, get them all.
Yes.
That's awesome. Slaves pushing into. Wholesale then.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the wholesale stuff.
I'm gonna have a timer up here. I think you both have been on time anyways, but it's just gonna.
Yeah, grateful that.
I like hospitality. Did you decide password?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll put up the cards.
Okay.
One of my help stuff.
So there's less.
She's gonna help us with some drama.
There is. Probably a little more about. So that's yeah, so that's where you're.
He's got snow.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's up there. Got plenty of them if you do. Yeah, you can at least have an hour.
Okay. Can I have 10 more minutes?
Sure.
I'm teasing.
Since they have automation.
That marketing jazz.
Check that. Or the flying in the business ball. So, sorry, basically, she'll be out here. Just like some of this.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's like it's good to.
They ever find that metal?
Yeah, that's I have to have like
I didn't want to like ask her.
Like, these things have to go out and treat like those things.
I am so stuck in my house. I have a little plate because I did get got because I was still like growing, like trying to do it all out late. And they were like, it either comes out now or just never get taken out of the shop. So I just took out some of the like, long plate up.
Says it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a project and I can just happen to like pull those out and be like, man, this will fix this. Right, we have to need a break.
Like this was in my office.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's really what I have. Yeah, exactly. Got plenty of room. It's because I have such a big moving toys. People didn't want to be that tiny. We good to go? Okay,
I'm like, oh my god.
that's okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Julia, and I'm one of the organizers here with 1 Million Cups. I am going to give everybody a quick reminder before we get started. If you did park in this area over here or in that lot right there, please go out, move your car over to the other side of Palm Street. They will tow you, and nobody wants that, you know? All right. So 1 Million Cups is this awesome program put on by the Kauffman Foundation. And so what they want to do is help inspire entrepreneurship across the country. And so when you come here, it's kind of like Shark Tank without the teeth, but you know, it's a place where you can come and you can talk about your business, and it's less about pitching for capital and more about pitching for ideas or for help and connections and ways to help you grow your business and bring it to reality. So how did you all hear about 1 Million Cups Tampa? Anybody here for the first time? All right, everybody that's here for the first time, how did you find out about it?
My professor reached out and said it was a great program.
Okay, awesome. We do get a lot of college students that get sent here. Was it Josh?
Giles Hertz.
Okay, cool. I don't know that I met Giles, but it is an awesome program, so he wasn't wrong when he sent y'all here. All right. So if you guys take any photos today, or if you have a great time, especially you new folks, you want to tag us on social media, it's 1 Million Cups Tampa. If you're on Facebook, it's going to be at 1MCTPA for Instagram. LinkedIn is 1 Million Cups Tampa, and so is YouTube as well. Now, if it is your first time or if it's your 10th time, there are some QR codes on the desk. And so we do ask that you scan those to check in. One of them is going to be for this building, the Entrepreneur Collaboration Center. And the other one is for 1 Million Cups. The ECC one, that lets the city know that we're using the space, so they should keep funding this and providing it for us to use every week. And the 1 Million Cups one lets the Kauffman Foundation know that you're here, but it also lets you win cool prizes like mugs, notebooks, t-shirts. So if you come back, I think it's like after 3 or 4 times, you'll get a prize. And if you do get notified that you have won something, go on ahead and talk to David at the end and he can grab it for you. That's David over there. He's kind of our main organizer guy.
On the lens.
Yes. All right. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and call up our first speaker today. We have Meg Petruney with Perspire Sauna Studio of South Tampa.
Thank you. How are you all doing today? My name is Meg. I am here on behalf of Perspire. We are a private suite infrared sauna studio. We are a young franchise out of California. We have 2 locations, South Tampa on Dale Mabry and Riverview on Sullivan Street next to Publix. Before I move on to the next slide, I'm going to ask some participation for the next slide. So if you can say yes to any of these questions, please raise your hand. Do you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep?
Yes.
Do you have any chronic muscle pain?
Yeah.
Do you get sick easily?
No.
Do you have a skin issue like acne, psoriasis, or eczema?
No.
Okay, most important, do you take 40 minutes out of your week for yourself?
No.
How about 40 minutes 2 times a week for yourself? So these days, we have plenty of excuses to not take time for ourselves. 2 40-minute sauna sessions in a private suite gives you the time to shut the door and put down your phone. So with your mental and physical health in mind, what do you know about sauna? Most people know it's hot, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna detox. It's generally in a communal space, generally in a gender space. So with our saunas, they're private suites. Up to 2 people can be in those suites, but having a guest is up to you. So most people know traditional sauna, which is going to be that steam sauna. So it's heating the air around you to heat up your body. So it actually is that wet sauna. So it's heating up to about 200 to 220 degrees, where infrared saunas is heating you up on a cellular level. So you only have to be at about 120 or above to be able to get the benefits of sauna. So we're going to focus just on some of the benefits. There are much more than one to mention today. So starting at the top corner of that slide, it's going to boost your immunity. So as sauna heats up your body temperature, it's creating a false fever. So it's going to boost that immunity. And as you're going to compound, as you come more, you're going to continue to boost your immunity. Also, you're going to help with sleep. Putting in that hot space is going to be able to put your body in that rest and digest state. And in that private suite, it's going to give you a place to be able to de-stress. Also, obviously, you're going to sweat. So you're going to be able to detox any of those heavy metals that we get from our environment and other items that we get that we don't want in our body will sweat out. Also, as you sweat, you're actually removing dead skin. So it's going to rejuvenate your skin as well. But as you saw earlier, or we heard earlier, a lot of us deal with chronic pain. I personally was in a car accident over 2 years ago, had immense back pain, and unfortunately I didn't have health insurance at the time. So I had to find a way just to be able to get through every day with the pain that I had. And so folks after one sauna session will see about 70% of a reduction in that chronic pain, and it will stabilize over about 10 sessions at that 2 times a week rate. We also have red light therapy and chromotherapy inside of all of our saunas. So red light therapy is paired with infrared sauna. The red light therapy, most people know by masks that we see. Inside the sauna, the infrared is actually going to help that red light penetrate your skin at multiple levels, at a deeper level, boosting collagen production, reducing inflammation, and as we discussed earlier, reducing acne, psoriasis, and eczema. So if you do about 2 20-minute sessions of red light therapy a week, you're going to see about 60 to 70% reduction in acne and about 91% in improvement in skin texture and tone. And then chromotherapy is light therapy similar to red light, but has physical and mental health benefits. So like yellow light will reduce inflammation and stress and helps with digestion. And green light is going to relax your muscles, your nervous system, and mental relax. We do have 2 add-ons in our studios as well. So we have our snow shower, contrast therapy, we only have in our South Tampa location. And most people know contrast therapy by a cold plunge. But instead of a cold plunge where it's communal, a lot of people getting in there sweaty, this is a 45-degree rain shower that rains down at you and the water goes right down through. And we generally start you off with just 45 seconds. So heat relief to cold shock is actually going to help train your body for acute stress. So with continual use, it's strengthening your heart. We also have halo therapy, which is salt therapy. So salt caves and salt rooms are pretty common in Europe. We're still figuring it out here. But when it comes to that salt therapy, that halo, it is putting a medical grade Himalayan sea salt mist into the air, where as you breathe that in, you're breathing in moisture, which will cut down the mucus and in your lungs and will help move bacteria and allergens. So as we've only covered a small portion of the benefits, come to our studio and we will be able to help support you on your wellness journey. And we are both HSA and FSA approved because red light therapy and infrared sauna are both considered preventative.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
presentation. We like to start out by asking, is there anything the community can do for you?
Absolutely. So first off, there are cards on the table, and if you don't see one for your location, we are providing for all of you today a $15 intro session. Traditionally, our intro sessions are $30 for that first 40 minutes. For all of you today, it's going to be $15. I have extra cards if you want one. There are ones for both the, just check the address on the top, if it's for Riverview or for South Tampa. Also, if you want to post about your visit, so pictures, videos, unfortunately, we do not have localized social media. So if you could just mention your location, but the importance of still tagging is because we all know in Tampa, the wellness space is huge and we do have a lot of competitors. So just having that Perspire name on your post would be amazing. And as I said before, we are still young, so we only have grassroots money. So we're looking to get out into the community with a low cost. So if you guys have any local events you think would be great for, kind of in that wellness space, or speaking arrangements, talking to offices, folks that really want to focus on both physical and mental health, or just other ways or other contacts you think would be great to be able to just get our name and get all of this knowledge about the wellness and mental health piece out there.
We're gonna open up the questions, so if anybody has some, please be sure to raise your hand and wait till they're hang on.
Sorry. Okay.
So are you having a book like per session you want to go to, or do you guys offer like a sort of gym membership style monthly?
So it's actually both of those. So we do have both monthly and packages. So monthly is the best option just because everything is compounding. So we say at least 2 to 3 times a week is the best best way to be able to get those benefits. So we have monthly, we have packages, which are, you can come on a 12-month basis with one, but all of our sessions do have to be pre-booked. But some of them can be, most of the time people book it in the parking lot. There's normally some open spots, but you can book it on the website or call or text us and we'll be able to book those sessions for you too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great job, Meg. Really good job. Suggestion on where to go. I don't know if they're still accepting, but the Saturday Ybor Market is a great market for vendors to put in.
Yeah, I have a Riverview Market this weekend, but thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My question to you is the add-on services, the Chrono and the other one, are those happening simultaneously in the infrared? Because I thought you said that they were in there, or is it
Yes.
okay, so
yeah, they're both on the roof or the ceiling of the sauna. So there's no extra cost for the chromotherapy and the red light. That is all a part. And I like to say the cool thing about our suites, not just that they're private mental health, you also get to play with all the buttons yourself. So you can control your experience.
okay, so just to clarify, for the base, whatever we pay to go in there, you're gonna be able to add those on?
Yes.
Okay,
Red light and the chromotherapy are included.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent, and that's a good thing that you might want to highlight if you're doing future presentations and just say,
yeah.
for the,
That those are
price.
included in
Yeah.
the price. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
And then, the other two, the salt and what are those add-on costs?
Both $15.
Okay.
Yeah. So but the snow shower is included in our unlimited membership. And that the snow shower is only in our South Tampa location. Unfortunately, the tanks for that is huge and Riverview just can't support the space. But
I was just playing on your side. Great job, by the way. That was great. I recently just went through a cold plunge and sauna with a group, and I slept like a baby.
that's generally and we say it is compounding, so you're not going to see every benefit the first time you do it. But sleeping is normally everyone's I stayed asleep forever, and I felt it. So yeah, absolutely.
I was looking for it online, and I might have to go through the process of joining. But can you share what an unlimited membership might be for us?
Yeah, so an unlimited membership is, so there's a couple things. One, you get, we do have an app that is specifically for members or package holders, so you can't access it until you've already paid for something. So in that, you, for unlimited members, get booking for a month out, where the other memberships get 2 weeks out. But honestly, if people call us and are like, I want to book all the way through December, we'll book them out. And then it also gives you the opportunity to sauna as many times in a month. So we do unlimited membership or 8 times a month or 4 times a month. So unlimited is really just the best option because it is compounding. We do have people that sauna every single day. Our only restriction is you can only sauna once a day. And that is just for legality sense. But you can sauna for longer than 40 minutes, but we prefer, just because of how our time slots are, that just 40 minutes.
Do you have price points on those?
Yeah, well, they are, I didn't put it out there because they are different per studio.
Okay.
So Riverview has slightly different pricing. But so for the South Tampa, the unlimited is $199 a month. The 8 times a month is $159, and the 4 times a month is $9.
Thanks.
In Riverview?
And Riverview is, sorry, we just changed that pricing. So it is unlimited is $189. It's $169 for 8 times a month, and $89 for 4 times a month.
I'm from St. Pete, so I have a place over there I like to go to. I just want to mention your rates are better than theirs.
Nice.
We have, and that is one of the reasons we're also trying to get out there, because we have some a little bit different, especially having the private suites, and the red light therapy is proprietary inside of our sauna. So a lot of those places also use clear light, the same vendor we use, but they can't have red light there inside their saunas either, because it's proprietary to us. So a lot of them have an add-on for red light, so you can't do that in the same.
Right.
So
My question for you is can your space accommodate like educational events where you can bring people in and show them, tell them, let them touch stuff?
We are still working on how to do that best, because our space outside of the sauna is very tiny. Our Riverview studio is a little bit there. They have a larger parking lot. They have a larger space where we could potentially do some things like outside and then go in. But what we've done in the past is, because we have in South Tampa, we have 7 suites. We had booked out like the middle of the day, because that's kind of easier where we have a little bit lighter. And we had like a set of teachers come in and they did sessions, and we basically did chunks of 3. So we could talk to like 3 people at a time, just because that's how the staggered schedule is.
So 2 things. First, sorry if I missed it. What does the intro session include?
So intro session is just a regular session. It's exactly the same as any other session. We just give you a tour beforehand. And then one of the big things we do is we talk about our why. And then we want to find your why. So what is it? Where are you on your wellness journey, and how can we support that? So we will recommend different colors on like the chromotherapy, or a specific temperature, or maybe we also have TVs in all of the suites. So if someone talks to us about mental health, we will direct them to YouTube channel where we have a couple different like guided meditations we'll suggest as well. Or plenty of people also will tell us that they just want to binge because they don't have Netflix at home. So they come to the studio so that they can watch their Netflix shows. So both are an option.
Sorry. How long is that, the intro session?
All the sessions are 40 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, every session is 40 minutes.
And then one more thing, is that right? Because you're talking about the parking lot over at Riverview. Are you able to throw like a pop-up like event there? Like
that is something that like we could definitely consider in Riverview for sure.
Bring people to you, bring other vendors, that I don't ever see you as competing, but bring other like-minded vendors to you, might be
yeah. So the owners of that space in the Publix, they do once a month. They already do a pop-up, and we are right outside of our studio when we do the pop-up. So we do, and it is a very large event, and it is well attended. So that is one that does happen already, but we could definitely consider doing it for sure. Yes.
Just a way to get your name out. Like for me, I have a cafe over in St. Pete as well, and I would have like the company out my cafe during like busy hours for the like yoga crowd that's already into more health things. Have you looked into like maybe talking to one of the sponsors, like Flying Tiger, and setting up in front of their coffee shops in South Tampa, or like Elevensies and Ebor here, or a lot of the local coffee shops that have that crowd that are into doing the red light therapy and more of the self-care?
Yeah, I would definitely, we've done we mostly have a relationship with Grassroots Kava Bar. So we've done like more of the kombucha kind of kava space, but definitely we could look more into cafes, and I would love to chat after. Yeah. Here and then there.
Just curious, have you guys looked into partnerships like with the massage and spa wellness place? They refer customers to you guys, you refer to them?
So one of our owners, he owns Massage Envies in Sarasota. he has some relationships with some of the massage envies up here. So we do have like our cards and stuff there. We do try our best, but there are some restrictions in some of those places that they'll do. Like, I know a lot of gyms and massage places, if they have red light therapy, they won't do anything with us, even if they don't have saunas.
Yeah.
But they provide something that crosses with our services, tends to restrict them working with us. But we definitely have still working on building ships. But yeah.
So I just out loud want to say Perspire, Tampa, Riverview, because our phones are always listening, because between me doing your dry runs, it's showing up on my Instagram.
Great, I like that. I like it. Algorithm can work for us sometimes, I promise.
Modern version of manifesting. Part of the difficulty of marketing something is educating the public. The health benefits, we can say that, but there's always skeptics. And a lot of the people that you're going to hope to come, bring inside, think of Turkish baths, old sweaty men, half naked. So,
yes.
Right. So the private booths and everything, but in addition to that, the infrared, the sweaty part is not there. And so to kind of educate people to that, and like, okay, maybe I thought about this 10, 20 years ago. This is new. Maybe I should do it. It's sunlight without the damage too, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's and obviously, like, most people look at me and go, we're in Florida. Why do you need to be in a sauna? The sunlight is just never going to give you the same benefits. The one thing it will give you is you're going to sweat. So yes, it will remove some dead skin. Yes, you'll detox some things, but what these are meant for, because it's bringing that false fever temperature to activate a lot of these things, the sunlight will never give you that. So that is obviously part of our business, is maintaining through the summer, especially in Florida. But yeah, as you said, like, most people, that's why I mentioned, most people think of communal spaces, but also we get a lot of folks that come in that want, couples, no matter what, want a sauna together. And if they go into a gym, they're gendered spaces, so they can't sauna together.
And one more add-on to that too. And again, away from the health benefits, which some people put up their defenses about, Trojan horse, marketed as the most peaceful 40 minutes you'll find during your week, right? Especially for the young parents, bring a book,
yes,
right, and just sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's something, like, I want to focus too on, like, that mental health piece, because it is you scheduling time for yourself. And I say, you close the door behind you, and we're not going to bother you. And no one from, like, your house or anyone is going to bother you either, because you also can't put your phone in there. So, because it will get overheat, so you can't look at your phone either.
That would be a hilarious flyer. Kind of a split image, them just sitting on the toilet without having to go to the bathroom, and the kids banging on the door.
Yeah.
And then them sitting peace and quiet.
I like that.
The before and after.
With you targeting like the mom groups and stuff like that, have you spoken with Go Tampa?
No, that's.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
They're a low entry, but they are in all the mom groups.
That is absolutely
all the time.
Yes.
And
yeah. Right now, our biggest time slot that we have issues is 9 to 5, because we are booked generally from 3 p.m. on, and those 2 slots in the morning from 7 to 9 for that middle section. So that's absolutely
I will say they are a good group. I haven't signed up with them yet, but they've been calling me weekly back and forth with my schedule for about 2 months. So they follow up and will give you a quick. I've looked at their pages.
That's awesome. Yes, I definitely want to chat about it. Awesome. I will go. Yeah.
2 things. One, with the couples going in there, is it the same price? So
if you have a membership, if anyone has a membership, your guest is $20. But if you don't have a membership, or if you have packages, you would have to each separately have one, or outside of an intro session, the single session is $60 after your intro. So it just makes the more bang for the buck if you have one of the others. But if one of you is a member, we get that extra $20. Or if people sauna often together, we do have a second membership in each level. That's a friends and family for folks that are sauning often together, which is slightly less than what 20 times 8 or an unlimited 20.
The other thing, we mentioned this in one of the dry runs, and we've talked about it a lot, like social media, mental health. And so if you're doing, I know you don't control local social media, but if they're putting in their posts some SEO, putting in raw dogging and you know, because people are trying to get off of everything. And you could just say, listen, book this one, and we don't even turn on the TV. Like, you just get in your head.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. I'll definitely, I've been constantly trying to talk up for some of those things for sure, what we see in the studio. And we do actually have a lot of folks that turn all the lights off because they want it more to be sensory deprivation. So for sure. Here and then over here.
So, there's a couple massage parlors in this building as well, so if you want to go in there afterwards and
pop in and say hi.
Okay, also, kind of talk about the gym, like, gyms are overcrowded nowadays, especially here in Tampa. And the saunas get crazy. So I think hammering home that like individual experience, that that peacefulness, really hammer that into the presentation when you talk to people, because a lot of people are looking for that. You'll go in there, people will be shadow boxing in there, doing a workout in there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
You just want to relax. Yeah.
Sweat on me. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, that is definitely something.
Hammer that home.
Yeah.
Talk to people, like that's a big selling.
Yeah, that's definitely in like all language when they do post. It does say private suite everywhere because that is definitely something we really focus on for sure. Yeah.
On the lack of local social media that you're saying, are you able to like create your own like page for yourself on like Facebook, like a secondary page, as like and push out for yourself as you're the owner and this and that? Because that would be a way to get around that too.
No, unfortunately, and this is just something that I'll keep working with the franchise. As of June of last year, they pulled back any localized. I started in September of last year, so I didn't experience that, but it was something that was pulled back. So there is zero. I have no access to localized, unfortunately. I would have to pull it down and put anything up, but they are open to me sending suggestions, but none of it is localized, unfortunately.
So we actually kind of talked about that through the dry runs. I think that's what's important about, like, if you do go to their location, give them a review directly on their social and tag the location, or say which venue you went to, because I think if they get enough notoriety, that'll really push the corporate to be like, hey, they need their own social. They're doing it good over here. They're doing what they need to do. So if you do go to this place, you get your intro session. Again, I'm not a spokesperson for them. I think it's just a great marketing tactic. Go to the social pages for the corporate and just mention that location. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's just they're so like, they're hand tied what they can do.
Yeah. That's rough.
Thanks. Do you have a question as well?
Yeah, I was just curious. So phones cannot be in there whatsoever.
You can bring it in for like a couple seconds and stuff, but when like you have your phone like in your car and the sun's hitting it, it's gonna say like it's too hot.
Yeah.
You just won't be able to keep it in there. But the TVs are Bluetooth into the sauna. You can't Bluetooth your own music just because that would be hard to reset every time. Yeah. But at least you're able to watch. We have Hulu, Netflix, and YouTube plugged in, so you can at least do those things. But if you need to bring in your phone just to like shoot a text, or some people will do a quick phone call, but you just can't do it for the full 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'd lean into that honestly, because I've been going to the sauna for like 5 months now in a row at EOS, and I've probably had 2 people within 5 months that go in there and just sit with their thoughts. Like it's pretty crazy how people just can't sit with their thoughts nowadays.
Yeah.
So I honestly lean into that, present it as an opportunity. Like, hey, you're benefiting your health, but you're also helping your mental health and your attention span and a bunch of other benefits. Just getting away from your phone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. That was a good point. Yeah.
Just wanted to say I came in late, but me and a girlfriend was going to do a buddy thing. I canceled 2 appointments and I walked in and see you in here. I'm like, okay. I apologize, first of all, for doing that. And now I'm more interested. I didn't know because I had never experienced it. So I was kind of like, but I'll text her and say, hey, listen, took a picture of it. Look what's in there today.
Well, good. I'm glad. Well, we're hoping to see all of you in the studio soon. So.
Thank you so much. Right, that was a great presentation. I'm definitely gonna have to book an intro session.
Yes.
Like daily on my way. home, so exactly, for like 40 minutes of course. Exactly. Put on like a meditation video and just roll with it.
And then you can go to nothing but cakes right after.
But yeah, there's nothing on cakes. There's a like wild fork if you want to pick up some like meat to go grill when you get home. Actually pick it up before you go to your sauna session. Bring it in the sauna with you, and then it'll just be like, you know, nice.
You want to smell that while you're in the sauna.
No, it's all vacuum packed. It's private packed. It'll be like a perfect like rare statement. Sauna sounds like a great win-win for everybody involved. Just bring enough to share. Okay, well, I'd like to take a moment just before we get our next everybody. All right, we're not done yet. There is a whole second presenter that's going to be coming up here in a moment. So we just want to take a moment while we're here. We want to thank our sponsors for this event. We have the Hillsborough County and their Entrepreneur Collaborative Center. That's the building we're in now. And then I'd also like to go ahead and thank Blind Tiger Coffee, who sponsors us with coffee. I actually work for them, so that's why I was going to smile when I thank them. So anyway, if you enjoyed the coffee, you can actually get whatever coffee drink you want at our cafe right over here on 7th Avenue. So, and if you're interested in coffee for your office, we also do that as well. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our Tampa chapter organizers. If you are an organizer, raise your hand. We also have our social media organizer, Victoria. She's out with a injury, so hopefully we all can pray for her to have a speedy recovery. Get back out here with her camera soon so that David doesn't have to spend all of his time behind the lens. All right. And then again, if you are tagging us, just be sure to use the right tags when you do it, as we talked about in our last presentation. It's important to tag correctly. And let's go ahead and get our next presenter up here. We have Mind Map Renovations, Adam Peters. He's actually an organizer from one of our other 1 Million Cups chapters, the chapter over in St. Petersburg.
When I was growing up, my dad liked to say that if you learned something today, it was worth getting out of bed. And that seed that he's planted has blossomed into a love of lifelong learning for me. So my dad is the heart behind Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay. The drive behind Lifelong Learners is my sister. Also pictured here, we lost my sister last year in January to suicide, and that was a really big wake-up call for me. I didn't want to spend my life doing something that didn't feel meaningful or impactful, so I quit my corporate job and I decided to go all in on trying to do something meaningful with my life. The backstory of Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay is back in 2020 when we were all spending a little bit more time at home. I sat down and I asked myself a hard question. If I died tomorrow, would I be happy with how I was living my life? And the answer was such a strong and immediate no, that I knew I needed to do something about it. So I fell back on my love of lifelong learning and I picked up a book, and then another book, and then another book. And then I started taking online courses and I started getting certified in all the things that were helping me to materially improve my life. So by 2021, I'm doing better, but I'm not quite there yet. It takes time. By 2022, I'm there. This is when I formed my LLC, Mind Map Renovations, with the hope and dream that I can help other people do what I have done. But I still kept my corporate job because it's a safety blanket. In 2023, I created the Community Happiness Project, which is an interactive art installation in my front yard with the purpose of bringing up the positivity levels and the encounters between my neighbors. And both of those things have absolutely come to fruition. In 2024, I published my book, The Blueprint to Happy, which is my formula for how I went from sarcastic and cynical and miserable to a literal happiness ambassador for my neighborhood. And then in 2025, after the loss of my sister and going on quite a long griefcation, in September, I had this wild idea for Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay, and it has been my life ever since. But what is Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay? It is a monthly speaking series around the idea of personal development, enrichment, and flourishing. This is a 36-second clip. It's going to go really fast. Don't worry. We're going to go through all these things one by one, but this is just going to give you a sense of the vibe in Tampa. The tagline for lifelong learners of Tampa Bay is where curiosity meets community, because friends, community is what gets us through really hard stuff. And really hard stuff is around every single corner right now. So why not a community around learning? And specifically learning how to make ourselves stronger and better. Because when we try to give from a deficit, that doesn't go very well for very long. So community requires strong individuals to contribute to that community so we can catch each other and be caught when we need that. The driving vision for lifelong learners is that in order to have a future you desire, you must first envision what that future looks like. How are you going to get somewhere where you don't know where you're going? So these topics are designed to give people an idea of like, that could be my life. I also have this grand idea that Tampa Bay can be a thought leader in the wellness and personal development space. Why not Tampa Bay? Why not us? Setting the tone for other areas, maybe even the country. We're also reimagining spaces with lifelong learners. So our venue is in West Shore Plaza in a place called the Dance Factory, which is already reimagining how to use defunct spaces. I think we can call malls defunct at this point, right? They're giant buildings that are air conditioned with unlimited parking. Why aren't we using them for community gatherings? So the Dance Factory is where people already go to learn, move their bodies, move their energy, connect with others. It's a great aligned business for us to be in. Our lineup is awesome. We have 29 other speakers. I spoke in January, but we've got 29 other speakers. We've already talked about happiness and renewal, connection, relationship. On Tuesday next week, we're talking about growth and resilience. $19 per ticket. I want to price people out of personal development. And if you want to go to bed before 10 o'clock, or you don't want to cross a bridge or drive at night, we've got a virtual seat. So you can get in on that for just $10. Now the why. Why lifelong learners of Tampa Bay? I think that the most impactful thing that anyone can do in 2026 is to invest in their own well-being and also to join communities that support and uplift. Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay is one of those communities, and I hope that you'll come out and see that for yourself. The bonus why, I mentioned that I quit my corporate job, I gave up my safety blanket, and I'm the new kid on the block. So the bonus why for me in doing this event series is it builds brand recognition for what I'm doing. It establishes credibility for me as a speaker and an MC and an organizer. And then it builds a speaker community. So 29 other folks are here with me, and it's already worked out beautifully. We've already have team ups and co-collaborations, and we're in the business of spreading big ideas because I think we really, really need that right now. So that is Lifelong Learners of Tampa Bay. This is some of my contact information if you're interested, and I am very interested and excited to hear your questions.
Thank you so much for the presentation. As mentioned before, we like to start out by asking, what can the community do for you?
Great question. I would love to see some of your faces at the March event this week. So we're sitting at about 50 folks that are coming out on a regular basis. About 50% of the people that came in January came in February, which is a great metric. But the capacity in that space is 150. I would love to get 150 people in that space, because that's like real community. 150 people is about that Dunbar number of like the number of people you can reliably remember. So I'd like to have that in our community. I'd like to have people come back. I also would love information on how to get the word out. I am a St. Pete person, so getting into the Tampa market has been an interesting journey, and I'm glad that I'm doing this because I'm meeting so many cool people on this side of the bridge. So any Tampa specific marketing advice that you have for me? And of course, I'd love to hear your feedback and impressions of what this is. Does it make sense? Is it interesting? All that good stuff. So that's what the community can do for me. Yes, sir.
What are you currently doing to market?
I am posting on Creative Loafing, Tampa Bay Times, St. Pete Catalyst, like all the e-classifieds that I can get on. I have Facebook groups, I have Instagram, and I'm putting out social media stuff all the time. Primarily, my biggest success ability to get people in the door is, hey, will you please come to my event? It's a personal invitation. It's really going to be really fun. And I think you'll really enjoy it. I personally message people. And so a lot of the people that are coming into the space are my personal community of people that are really interested in this. And then now I'm getting their friends. And of course, the speakers are, a lot of them are local. So I would say probably 85% of my speakers are local, and they're bringing in their communities to these events as well. Great question.
Great presentation, Adam. I think that there's a need for this with the college generation and the high school generation. And I speak from experience with a daughter in college, and the teachers that they have in their college classes are just, I'm sorry, they're horrendous. Like, they're not teaching, they're sending them to videos, or they're giving them a packet saying, learn it yourself. And they're not getting that engagement and what I saw in that video, the excitement and the energy. And it also gets them out in public so that it's not just meeting your friends and then texting in the same room, etc. I like the idea that you've got the virtual so that they can kind of get a feel for the vibe before they go in person. So I would suggest getting involved with some of the campuses and seeing how you can put that out there.
Yeah, that's a really, really great point. And the reason one of the reasons is it's hard to plug into community. I probably spent my early 2020, 2021 days being like, man, if someone just knocked on my door and told me what I could do, I would do it. I'm ready. But of course, no one did that. So I had to go figure out how to do that and then invite people in. And I will say that the main demographic of people that show up are definitely women. Professional women, coaches, personal development. Yeah. So like this right here, guys, I need to know from you, what would get you out to an event like this? Because I think the personal development space is dominated by women, and I would like to invite our young men into that. So
I mean, maybe just tailoring it towards men, like it's like not very manly to go talk about your feelings and go listen to somebody talk about their feelings. So just being like, hey, this is a safe space for men. We want to talk about men, and maybe just have like a men's only event on campus, something like that. Maybe make it free the first time, just so you get face in the door, and then after that, I'll just charge your fee, making money.
Okay, good stuff.
Yes. What is the anatomy of one of these events? Because like that's kind of one of the things I'm trying to figure out here is what, like, you show up, what does it look like?
Great question. So you get there, it's a venue, it's a dance factory, so the lighting's kind of dark, it's got kind of like backlights, and so it feels a little bit more like an industrial underground space. We've got vendors there, so Jay in the back, who's going to talk to you later, he is a great cheesecake wizard, and you can get cheesecake in a jar. We have iced coffee vendors. We've got some stuff that you can kind of do before the show starts. The show starts right at 7. We have 2 presenters that have 15-minute blocks and a 5-minute Q&A, so that's about 40 minutes total for those first 2 speakers. Then we have a keynote who goes a little longer, and that's more like a 40-minute investment in just that one person. We have a little break, so you can grab some cheesecake. I invite people, if they want to leave after the break, that's fine, because I get it. It's Tuesday on a weeknight. But we have a little panel right after that. It's like 10-minute lightning round where there's crosstalk between the speakers. And so between the break and the crosstalk, and then afterwards, the idea is that we're generating a lot of conversation around these topics so that people can self-explore and make connections with people that they might benefit from outside of the event space. That is the anatomy. Come back here.
So obviously it's an in-person event, and with that being said, it might be harder to scale because that's your time. So have you ever thought about maybe some courses or just doing something online?
Yeah, I actually have a course called Positive Influence. It's a 2.5-hour online course on my website. And I'm actually going to start pivoting a little bit towards creating an online community on my site through a paywall. So like $10 a month, maybe you'll get access to all the videos. So 10 videos, 2 hours each throughout the entire year for the spectrum, get access to my online course and any other material I start building as part of this mission to help people grow and develop. So you're right on track. Back here, Jake.
Just wanted to speak as a male going to these events, and being manly is opening up, dealing with your feelings and speaking about them publicly so that other men don't feel the shame that was put on by previous generations. Because the biggest thing you can do as a man is show other men that crying is part of being human. And that's part of what this does, is we all get to experience life together, hear other people's stories of how they've gone through their trauma, rebuilt themselves, and know that we're not alone in our heads. We have others that have suffered unimaginable loss, found themselves in community, processed their feelings with others, and grown together. So we're breaking stigmas and allowing a generation that's coming after us not to go through the bullshit of trying to hide and be strong, when being strong is actually showing your emotions and being real and being vulnerable. So for this space to exist right near major universities here in Tampa is going to allow this generation of college students to experience this firsthand.
It's very well said, Jay.
Yeah.
Very, very well said. And as somebody who did not feel comfortable expressing my emotions, especially in my early years, because we kind of go through that, lifelong learners is about shortening the learning curves of others. So we learn from our community so that we do not have to go on such a long journey to find happiness and grace and peace, right? And so there's definitely thoughts in our heads about what we are and are not allowed to have, and being disconnected as we are. Sometimes we think, oh, connection is just never going to happen for me in my lifetime. That's just certainly not true. So Angela, you had your hand up and I'll come over here.
So I just had a thought when we talk about community. There's also space for the speakers to table and share more about their story. When you mentioned community, it occurred to me like there's libraries, there's museums, the aquarium, the zoos, like all these places where people are also learning. If there was like a bulletin board in the space where cumulatively over the course of the year, other educational spaces could be adding to the community, that could be really interesting, like art installation, but also a way for people to get involved without it having to be a full table. So,
yeah.
suggestion.
Love that. I love the more creative ways of like expressing what community looks like. By the way, Angeli is our keynote speaker for April, which is around curiosity and creativity. So very exciting. Yes, sir, in the back.
So as I listen to you and I listen to some of the comments, I just want to point out that you have different customers. One of your customers said, this is what's going to appeal to me. So you're not going to be able to force, you can still serve them, but just listen to what the young man said.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Great. Yeah.
Have you thought about rotating the venue to different locations, kind of incorporating some of the things that she said, you know, you had hosted at a library, at a museum, again, getting the different markets.
Yeah.
And incorporating what he said, maybe 1 month it is men only.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Maybe 1 month it is geared specifically for college students or what have you. Others can come, but all the marketing is driven to this specific demographic to kind of get it going.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I love that idea. And that's going to be a 2027 idea for me, because I have this running joke that if I knew how much work this was going to be, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I'm already here. I'm having a great time. I really am enjoying it, but it is a lot of work. So one of the strategic reasons I chose one place to do this every single time is it really simplifies logistics. And even in the same space, I'm learning new things every event. Like, oh, when we do this, the sound gets all jacked up, and like, oh, we need the screen higher. And like, so I'm iterating in this space. I'm learning a lot. I'm on my own learning curve for this. And then I can take this and just in 2027 be like, oh, we're going on the road and we're doing this. And we have specific events and it's tailored for demographics. So love that. You guys are really helping me build my roadmap. Meg.
So I used to work for events in NPR and PBS in Boston. They used to have a series called Boston Talks, and it's like a bite-sized version of what you're doing.
Nice.
The NPR and PBS are very involved in really boosting the community for sure. So I would suggest looking into reaching out to some of their event coordinators.
Yeah.
Because that's something that they would probably help you promote, but also potentially partner with you and provide you a space also somewhere, either in St. Pete or in Tampa as well.
That's a great point and a great reminder for us entrepreneurs out there. I think I reached out to NPR early on, but I didn't get anything back. So I just kind of like moved on because there's so much to do. But now I have all this beautiful footage because I have a professional videographer taking video of every single event. So we have a virtual seat and we have promotion. So now I can go back to NPR and be like, it's not just a concept, it's real now. Do you want to get in on this? So that's a great reminder for me. And let's go here first.
I just wanted to double down on the men's. I go to a men's group actually every Thursday morning. Nice. It starts at like 7 a.m. ends at 9. And there's genuinely like an average of like 80 to 100 men that show up every Thursday.
Nice.
So there definitely is a community out there that would be interested in it.
Yeah.
So I would really probably focus on, if you could, like I know the logistics are hard, but like once a week for all men. There's definitely a community out there in Tampa that would be willing to go to that.
Can you tell me just a couple of the topics that you guys talk about as part of that?
So it's at Radiant Church.
Okay.
So it's a Christian men's group. We talk about our wins and wars. There's like 15 tables set up, and you go around, talk about your wins and wars for the week. and then you watch a paid video, and then you really just talk about it. And really just learning other people's experiences.
Sure.
And what they're going through and what they've done. It really makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's a great way to build empathy to hear other people's story. It's one of the reasons I like Toastmasters and our Toastmaster in the back, because you hear people's stories through that. So it's a great medium. Thank you for sharing that.
We have time for two more questions.
Go back and then.
An observation from seeing the dry run, seeing, and even knowing the history of your sister, but hearing Jay talk about other people's trauma in those discussions. I don't know that that comes across in the marketing versus lifelong learner, that I know your passion was based on that. But if these events are discussing some traumas or whatever, I think that that is something to highlight so that those people, it resonates with them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good observation and call out. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so one of the things that I think would be relatively kind of, I'd say kind of like low hanging fruit that might help out your retention. Not saying that's an issue, but I think, you know, same location, you could get a fair bit of people back every month. Is having that weekly meeting or having some sort of a community. And I feel like it would be relatively, like, how many speakers you mentioned, what, like three per
night? Yep.
So what you could do weekly is maybe you could kind of piggyback on each topic per week. And then that could be the theme of a conversation. And then that whole meeting, it could be, you could literally just have a Zoom call and have people share their interpretation of either that clip or just have that as a speaking point. And that would be, you know,
I love
you
that.
just sit there on a camera for an hour and just have people could basically give you a testimonial for an hour.
Well, I love that. And that goes into the kind of community that I talked about in the top is I want to start building that virtually so that we're still staying connected, even though we're only meeting in person once a month. And then that builds excitement, I think, about. So that's great. You all have been so helpful. Thank you for your questions, for your curiosity, and I'll hand it back to our organizer.
Thank you so much, Adam. Sorry, I forgot to mention it. Well, I kind of did as you were coming up. So there are other 1 Million Cups communities all over the state. If you go to 1millioncups.com, you can look and find a community near you, especially if you're traveling. Always a great opportunity if you're somewhere and it's 9 a.m. on a Wednesday and you don't have something to do. See if there's a chapter near you. And then if you are interested in presenting, you can apply at 1millioncups.com/Tampa. Also, a great resource is just to come find one of the organizers who will most likely walk you over to David because he's sort of the guy who actually puts all this together in person. He works here as an office, so he's one who's like always available to work with people getting it together. But you're more than welcome to come up to any of us afterwards with questions about presenting or joining the group or how you can help. And he's going to go ahead and give us some local events that are happening and stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through too many because I want to make sure you guys get some networking in. But at 10:30 in this room, we have Extra Joel's, the blueprint for presenting your brand with Robin. Robin, again, I invite you to kind of do what that is.
The workshop is the blueprint for presenting your brand. So when you get up with your communicating in your group one-on-one, how you present yourself visually, vocally, and verbally. And they're not saying you are your brand. So have you look when you talk to other people. 10:30 to 11:30 right here. Hope to see you.
Thank you, Robin. At 3:30, I believe in this room, we have minority certification. That is with Perspire. That is 100% in Spanish. But that is a great group to get in touch with as well. At 6 p.m. tonight, we have data analytics. That is through USF. So pretty much they talk about different AI applications and how you can utilize it for your business or whatever you're working on. It's also great networking if you want to get more into that tech space. But also food is provided, so that's great. And again, great networking overall. And then on Monday at 8:15, we have Mindset Mondays with Dr. Shane Smith and I. Shane, you want to kind of go over with that?
Sure. Yeah, once a month, David and I come in early on Monday morning with open door for anyone to come in, sit down with us. It ends up being a small group where you can bring your wins and wars or roses and thorns or whatever it is that you're working on. And we as a small community and group kind of just share a little. More minds are, better. Two heads are better than one, but we usually have about 6 to 10 of us. So bring it in, come in, and just enjoy that community and advance whatever you're working on.
What time on Monday?
8:15?
Oh, we normally start around 8:30, but I put 8:15 so people show up early. But yeah, entrepreneurship's a lonely journey. A lot of us are doing it solo, so if you want to come in and kind of just bounce ideas off other people, this is the place to do it. Okay? And then I want to give Sean with SBDC a little bit of time to speak.
Hello, everyone. So there's a couple workshops going on tomorrow. There's a QuickBooks workshop. So if you're interested in bookkeeping, there's a workshop online. On Monday in here from 10 to 12, understanding personal and business credit. So this is what Harold Gillespie goes through how to be fundable and how to get your credit. And then on Tuesday of next week, starting with just getting the regulations, the mindset, what's required for starting. So if you want any information, here's this information, I'll pass it up. Please can.
Thank you, Sean. Before we get to networking, we like to celebrate wins here, especially for businesses that come through us. Joseph with Eat First Dessert won pitch competition, so I'd like him to come up and get the pictures and give us a round of applause. And Joseph, correct me if I'm wrong, you were our, what, second or third?
I was here on the second week of 1 million cups when it first started back in 2015 with Circle, the water bottle company. We were one of the first 4 companies to present here. And now it's been a great run of 11 years and looking forward to opening up a new brick and mortar location in St. Pete and also one here in Ybor as well here in next year.
Yeah,
thank you. So, yeah, it's been a good time. Make it out to St. Pete, come see the cafe, and come see me for a card afterwards.
All right. Adam and I were at that event that night. He was up against some stiff competition, so good job.
All right, we can continue networking. Thank you, everybody, for coming this week.